So catastrophes are exceptional events for homeowners and businesses, but for us it's business as usual. We we process catastrophe claims all the time. Sometimes we work on multiple catastrophe events at the same time. But it doesn't mean that it's easy. Mobilizing hundreds of adjusters, both Crawford employees and contract adjusters, and deploying them and getting them productive quickly on a moment's notice is not an easy task, especially when infrastructure is affected just as much as anything else during those times. So our value is exactly in that, in delivering that service in a most efficient and effective way. And for that we built one of the applications that we built on Appian is exactly for that. It's Crawford CAT Connection. It's basically used by the catastrophe command center to mobilize the resources, to deploy, to manage catastrophic events, and effectively to match supply with demand. Demand for the claims resources with the supply. And it has improved the operations tremendously. It actually gives the command center all the information they need. And it has self-service capabilities in which adjusters can log in and provide their profile, update their profile, their specialty, their location, their availability, everything. And then those rules are used to assign the resources to the events. And so it has enabled us to deploy and activate a CAT operation very quickly. An important part of that application is the mobile aspect. As Brian mentioned, mobile is very important to us because most of our resources, big part of our workforce is out there in the field. So we have CAT Connection Mobile that enables us to communicate with the adjusters out in the field and also to receive communication back. As an example, you see on the right-hand side a mobile screen in which adjuster is actually receiving assignment and confirming availability for that assignment. They don't have to come back to the office several times a day to get those assignments. They're out there on the move using their smartphones, mobile devices, and getting that communication in place. And another very important aspect of this CAT Connection and CAT Connection Mobile is it gives the operations visibility throughout the CAT operations. We know who is working where, assigned to what event, who is available to be assigned, etc. Analytics, we use Appian Analytics, we use mobile processes, business rules. We use most of Appian functions in this application. The next application is Submit a Claim. It's our global intake platform, global assignment intake platform that our clients use to submit assignments to us. And also our adjusters can use to enter new claims into our systems. It's very flexible. We use Appian's own flexibility to enable flexibility of this application. Claims can be submitted from anywhere in the world to any of our offices in the world using web or any mobile device. It's truly the concept of create once, write once, and use on any platform that Matt was talking about earlier today. And few important aspects of it. We have a user interface front end in which the end users, which could be clients, could be brokers, could be our employees, typing in information. There is an email intake automation in which we're parsing the email contents and extracting claim information and then feeding downstream through the same validation logic, same triage, and then downstream to the claim systems. And also electronic intake capabilities, all embedded into this product. The screenshots that you're seeing here on the right-hand side is a mobile front end, one of our intake scripts. The adjuster or client is able to take photos and attach to the form right there, or record voice, or even take video using their mobile device. Take survey of the damage on a video, attach to the claim, and submit to our systems. And that gets attached to our claim systems, the claim in the claim system, and ready for the adjuster, for the office worker to see and take action on. The benefit, the great benefit, in addition to this front-end benefit, the great benefit on the back-end on the operation side that it has delivered is it enables us to set up new clients in minutes rather than days. It enables us to set up completely new custom intake forms in days rather than weeks or months. And you can imagine that matters a lot in the case of catastrophe. The next one is GTS, Strategic Loss Management. GTS stands for Global Tech Services. That's our unit. It's a global unit that handles the most complex claims, usually multi-million-dollar claims, factory collapse, for example. And these are not traditional claims that you go in and you survey, and within a week or two you close the claim, make payment, and you're done. These are projects of their own that involve multiple parties, the insured, multiple insurers, usually, one or many reinsurers, broker, experts, vendors, and they usually continue for a long time, months and possibly even more than a year. It's truly a project. Each GTS claim is truly a project that requires project management. They do have project plans, and also document management, sharing, collaboration, extremely important, especially because multiple parties are involved. So we built that application on the Appian platform. And it, well, first of all, it replaces complex Excel spreadsheets that are disconnected from each other and from the systems. This solution is integrated with our claim systems. And it allows us to create customized business rules in which one claim business rules may differ from another. It also allows us to monitor the processes in relation to GTS claim management. For example, track the status of the document request that we sent to insured, and then follow up on it if we haven't received it. So in short, it combines some project management, document management, collaboration capabilities into this product, and we built it on Appian. The next one is employee onboarding. About 9 years ago, when I joined Crawford, I was given a binder this thick of papers, forms, documents, fill out, review, etc. And by the time I went through that, the whole day was gone, and no more. We have created electronic version of that. There is a system, again, built on Appian, that automates that. All the forms are electronic, all the documents the new employees review, they're electronic, and the process is automated. The participants, the employee, hiring manager, HR manager, all of those are involved, are engaged in that process. And that allows us to make sure that there are no bottlenecks, there is no situation in which we don't know what's the process. Well, where is it at? Are we done with this or not? It has improved employee onboarding process, significantly accelerated. And that's also, you can imagine how important that is in the time of a catastrophe when we have to scale up very quickly. The next one is automated assignment and scheduling. Well, we receive thousands of claims during catastrophe. And historically, those claims were assigned based on well, sometimes using sticky notes and on a board, sometimes using Excel files with stale data, and sometimes just managers are out of their own memory. I know this adjuster is there and they can probably work on this claim, so I'll assign to him or her. Well, first of all, that's extremely manual, takes a lot of manual work. Second, it's almost guaranteed it's not going to be optimal. It's very subjective assignment. And third, you don't have visibility into how it all worked out. Can you improve that process or not? So we implemented this process using Appian again. What you see in the screenshot is a Google map that we integrated with that Appian application. Each circle there is an adjuster, and the radius is their distance of travel. And basically it gives you the entire coverage of that adjuster, that group of adjusters. And if you see little bars there in the circles, they are basically capacity of the adjuster and the current number of claims they are working on. And when you click on it, you can provide additional rules, like what types of claims they are that they are actually trained to process, and what types of certifications do they have? Are they available or not? As well as some client-specific requirements, like some clients tell us that we want these adjusters to work on our claims, or we don't want these adjusters to work on our claims. So we embed those rules right there. Managers are able to go click, update those rules. And then there is a back-end process which doesn't have fancy user interface, but that's where the value is. There's a back-end process that automatically assigns claims, incoming claims to the adjusters using adjuster workload, their specialty, their certification, their distance from the loss location, and also client instructions. It saves us, well, first of all, it optimizes adjuster utilization, very important operational objective. It reduces travel time, and in the end, it improves the level of service. We are able to do things quicker. And not to mention tremendous saving on eliminating manual work. The next one is financial sanctions list screening. So we make and process very large number of payments in relation to claims. And laws actually require us to screen every single one of them against sanctions lists. There are big penalties. We went out to the market to see if there were solutions. And sure enough, there are solutions out there. But with our large number of transactions, it would cost a lot of money. And we realized these are processes also. Screening against the sanctions list, these are processes. And we implemented that in Appian from 0 to live in 3 months only. And actually, we implemented even better than what offerings there are on the market. First of all, we are screening against all major lists like US OFAC, Canada OSFI, European Consolidated, and Australian DFAT to start with, and a few more in the second phase. Second, we screen in multiple modes, the batch mode in which this application connects to the payment database or claim database and screens all the active entries there periodically. The transaction mode in which other applications can call a web service and screen and get result, and also user interface in which you can log in, type in, and get the results. We actually have a fuzzy screening logic in which the misspellings or reordering of first name, last name, or middle names, they are caught actually. We find the matches if there are just misspellings there. And also it implements case management. Whenever we flag somebody as a potential match, there's a case management. We assign to the compliance officer aligned to that region, to that unit, who then log in and review the case, research, and take action, which may be stopping the payment or clearing it and proceeding ahead. We capture all of this history and make it available later for reporting. Right, so just really quickly how we approach identifying the processes that we want to improve. Well, any organization has hundreds of processes, mid to large size organization, many of them implicit. And well, usually you pick one and you throw several business analysts, they go out, they interview people and document nice charts, and that's what you think that's your current picture is. But most of the time that's incomplete or even inaccurate. And then how do you even know that you started off with the right process? Are you asking the right questions there? So those challenges we had, and probably most likely you have that also, and we adopted this tool or this technique called process mining is a specific type of data mining in which you take transactional data, in our case, all the activities done on all claims, we take that, and then we create probability matrices, we calculate what activities lead to which other activities, and the time distances between those activities and time spent on each activity, all of that nice information, and we create a pretty flow chart based on actual evidence of what's happening, not based on what somebody thinks is happening, right? And these flow charts are across the different roles in the organization, different people, not just a single person. And this has proven to be a very powerful tool because it helps us identify the normal path in the process. right? And that's the target for automation. It also helps us identify all the other stuff that can be indicator of anomalies, problems like rework, unnecessary rework done, for example, or organizational bottlenecks, things like that. And those are the candidates for process improvement. And then we take that, and then that becomes basically scope of the project downstream, and we implement then processes in Appian. Really quickly, we adopted the governance process, very important, a lot of books out there, but very quickly, one of the things we adopted is Crawford Business Process Improvement. It's a framework. It actually gives templates. It enables us to have Appian-based business process improvement projects massively in parallel. We are able to actually build these things in parallel, not one at a time, one group or one project manager, but many. For that, it's very important to adopt a framework and use that as a template, and that's what Crawford BPI is. The next important point, look at the entire process hierarchy. Don't optimize specific process because you may be shifting problems upstream or downstream. And to enable the governance in the organization, we created a BPM Center of Excellence. And overall, it has the objectives that you see up on the screen, aligning direction, prioritizing funding, evangelizing, and then last but not least, promoting agile. And with that, I'll hand the microphone back to Brian.
Okay, thank you, Sergio. Great job.